As you can see, calling up a stereo version of the Red 17 gives you the same controls, but separately adjustable for the left and right channels. But there are a few extra wrinkles when you're running in stereo. Now we're looking at a stereo instance of the Red 17, but the stereo functionality is exactly the same in the Red 37 and 51 plugin, so this will apply there as well. Besides the double set of controls, you'll notice a nice big indicator at the upper left, letting you know which of the stereo modes the plugin is currently set to. This is set with the monitor and spread controls to the right. When spread is set to stereo, ST, or duo, then the monitor control works as follows. Naturally, stereo passes both sides of a stereo signal normally, while mono sums the left and right sides. And L and R let you hear just the left or right channels through both speakers. In stereo mode, the controls for both channels are linked, shown by the big red link badge to the left. This applies to everything except the channel selector at the bottom, which still can be switched to either of the two different red channels that Waves modeled for this plugin. The idea is that the channels on real analog consoles, especially tube consoles like the Red series, never sound identical, and the very slight variations in tone and level between the two sides of a stereo signal could add a little depth and dimension to the stereo field. That's what Waves is shooting for here. The effect is almost subliminal, and probably more effective the more processing is being done to the signal with the other controls. In duo mode, everything is the same as stereo, except now you can independently adjust all the controls for the left and right sides. This is obviously useful when you need to rebalance the stereo image, or add a little EQ to, say, the hi-hat on the right side of a drum kit, without overly affecting the ride or crash on the left. It's also really useful if you've doubled a track, like with the Real ADT plugin, and panned the original and the copy left and right, and want to process them independently to accentuate the separation. The third option for the spread control is MS, which stands for mid-side. This is a method of stereo recording and processing that was popular, especially in the era of vinyl records and the transition from mono to stereo, because it guaranteed mono compatibility without any phasing issues for stereo recordings. Instead of the usual left and right channels of a stereo signal, MS has one mono channel, M, which is the sum of the left and right signals, left plus right. And one side channel, S, which is the difference between them, left minus right. The side channel, S, usually consists mainly of ambience and tracks panned hard to one side or the other. The width of the stereo image can be controlled by how much of the S, side channel, is mixed in with the M, or mono channel. With full mixes, subtle adjustments to the side channel can affect the spread and ambience of the mix. But if the recording is played back in mono, the side information cancels and a clean mono playback is heard, without the phasing that can sometimes occur when side information is summed to mono with a standard left-right stereo signal. Older consoles would find this useful for ensuring proper playback of stereo mixes on mono playback equipment, which still happens even today on radio or in installed sound systems like in a club or restaurant. But MS can also be used creatively to play with stereo width or process the ambience and background elements on the sides of a mix, independently of the primary vocals or rhythm section elements, which are usually positioned in the center. As you can see, these stereo functions are identical in the RED 3751 plugin. In fact, many of the controls there are the same as in the RED 17, but there are a number of important differences in addition to differences in sound quality. I'll go over the RED 37 and 51 models in the next chapter.